Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome if it's you've stumbled across our channel. Um, we're in the weekend. Pretty hot yesterday. I think I don't know whether it got to 40, but got very close to it. A few jobs in the morning, not a lot in the afternoon. Just heading up. We've still got water running on the rice, so yeah, just shuffling it around. We've finished watering the corn, and I've got the. You probably can't see it. You can see it there. Got the sheep feeder on, so we're trail feeding the ewes every day now. The twin bearing ewes every day, just in the lead up to lambing. So we're still 3 weeks out, but we'll have due date's 3 weeks out, but we'll have a few. You always get a few that are a bit early to the party, so that's all right though. So we're just concentrating on them. Hopefully, the hot weather doesn't affect them too much. It shouldn't at this point in time because they're nearly at the point of lambing. Rice is looking good. If you haven't watched any of the previous ones, we've got about don't mind this bit here. There was an old channel here. We've got about 2 weeks roughly before we'll drain it. Miranda, our agronomist, came out the other day and had a look, or came out on Friday and had a look. She's going to come back again, I think, Friday next week. Line this one up. We've had water running in, watering the lucerne here. We'll have a look at something in a minute. We've had a bit of an accident, but anyway. So we've had water running to the north, and then I'm just going to run it back in here. There's water running on this portion as well, so it is still using a bit of water. The easiest way to tell is, hopefully the camera might show it up. I'll just come here, you can sort of see at the bottom of the stem there's a bit of a dirty bit, so I can sort of tell without having to walk out that the water level's changing. So but looking good. Starting to get a bit keen for harvest because it's we've spent a lot of time on it. So anywho, we'll get in. We'll get these girls fed, and I'll show you what's happened. In a minute, we're not working. What's going on? It's just got a little electric actuator at the back here that opens and closes the door on the floor that you can control from the ute. Usually I wouldn't get out, but I'll just for you guys a bit better experience. It's about 750 in this mob, but in probably 10 days time we'll split them up into smaller mobs, so probably ideally around that 50 or 60 head. We'll just see how it works out with the paddocks we've got here at home. With the irrigation, with the pivot, we'll probably put a few more on there, and then the dry land paddocks we'll have those, just have smaller mobs. So doesn't sort of look like it's going to rain for a bit. So this trail feeding job, it's going to roll on for a bit probably why we've got a bloody heap of hay stacked around us, but I like to generally have 2 or 3 years up our sleeve just in case it doesn't rain. We've been through droughts before where you get very minimal rain, and but we've never had to buy feed in, so so we always have plenty of grain and hay up our sleeve just in case it doesn't rain. So anyway, we'll get these ladies fed and a bit of breakfast. Some of them just walk along and just suck it up like a vacuum cleaner. I'll give you exhibit A here. Anyway, Alright, so we had the pivot running here on the lucerne, just giving it 30 mil of rain, just trying to get feed, as I've banged on about, just trying to get feed built up for the lambing ewes. it's not supposed to look like that. I'm not too sure what's happened. So yesterday I actually had Sarah's brother and his wife and the kids and that round yesterday afternoon. It was running, and I jokingly said that we were on the deck and the kids were in the pool and all the rest of it. Jokingly said either irrigator's either stopped like it's supposed to, or it's walked into the trees. It's walked into the trees. So I'm not 100% sure what's happened. I've just come down this morning. I saw it last night. We came down and I had to change some water just before dark and saw it, and I just thought, well, there's nothing we can do about it. There's no point going crook. So I don't know what's happened. How these work, if you're not familiar, so you can, I'll just turn around. They work on degrees. Like, I've got an app on my phone that I can stop it, speed it up, and like increase the water rate, change the direction of it. Now it's got should have an auto stop in it, so it works on a degree. So essentially, if you've got a circle, you get 360 degrees. So you can put an auto stop in it at, I think the degrees here was 5 degrees that it was supposed to stop at. But we've been having trouble with getting it to stop remotely, so I've just got an app on my phone that we use, and what we've done is we split this paddock in half, just for better grazing management and when we're lambing, which you'll see if you're new to the channel. But what actually happens is, and it was my fault when we got the contractor to put the fence in, up the far end we've got gaps, and where it walks through, and we've just got gates. But it gets round, it doesn't quite come obviously right round here. It gets round, and what it actually does is it walks into the fence. So earlier on last week, I was at a bushfire, was heading home in the truck and went and forgot that the irrigator was running, and the guys had knocked off. So I tried to stop it off my phone and I couldn't get it to stop. And anyway, I got Sarah to come out and she stopped it. So I don't know whether I've done something in the app. Well, Tony, and it's not Tony's fault, he restarted the irrigator the other day when we sent it round to finish the circle. So when you start the irrigator, it's on the screen, it comes up with the auto stop set at 5 degrees or whatever it is. Whether he probably hasn't paid attention to that, which is not his fault. But I'm not too sure why. Obviously, when I was trying to turn it off remotely, whether I've triggered something in the app, because you can actually turn that auto stop off in the app. I was looking last night just to try and get my head around what's actually gone on. So what it's actually done, and you know, if you've been watching ag videos, or you see it all the time, but you know, someone will park a vehicle on a pivot track, and the pivot actually walks over the vehicle. So they will climb. So I'd say it's just what's happened here. It's hooked in the tree branch, and it's just tipped this end span over. So thankfully it hasn't tipped the whole bloody thing over. Bit of sort of without being a trained eye, I'm hoping there'll be a couple here that'll be a bit bent, but I'm hoping we might be able to just stand it up again. It's happened very slow. You see them get blown over in the wind and it just destroys them. So we've got a couple here that are bent, but I'm hoping it won't be too much of a drama. So we'll just have to. I'll speak to the guys in the morning where it come from, and just have a yarn to them and see what they want to do. So the end here is copped a pizzling. So there's a couple of pipes here that are bent. You can see there, it's got a bad kink in it. So there will be a bit of damage. So and that obviously, well, that's one straight. That one's got a nasty bend in it, so it's taken the full force. Of course, it was full of water too. It was going, so it's probably hit the ground a bit heavier. There's the GPS beacon, and that it hasn't pulled any of the. Well, that's sort of basically shows you where it is. The location on the app. It hasn't pulled the hydraulic lines out. There's no oil around, which is good. So the hydraulic lines are about the only thing that are still attached up at the end there, so that's good. It hasn't pumped all the oil out on the ground. But yeah, as I've said previously to you guys, yeah, it's not all rainbows and sunshines. Accidents do happen. That's what you pay insurance for. But it's a bit of a well, my only concern is I want to get this going. We're running out of time. We'll probably send it back round again towards the end of the week. Well, we would. So yeah, we'll just see. We'll work a plan of attack. We may even strip it down ourselves, because, you know, TNL or Eagle Eye, the company, local company that sell these things, they're not going to have a crew of blokes just sitting around waiting for someone's irrigator to tip over to go and fix. So yeah, but we might be able to yeah, strip it ourselves, go over with what parts we need. And I know they do have a good stock of parts, just for, you know, if they do blow over or something like that. So anyway, it happens, unfortunately. So but yeah, there's no point going crook at it. What, hindsight's always terrific. What it should actually have, and it did, this one was put up in 2019, and we spoke about putting a mechanical auto stop in. Now most of them do have a mechanical auto stop, so it's basically out on the end tower. There's just posts in the ground with a board, and it's got a trigger, a rod that sticks out and triggers it when it pushes into that board, and that stops this sort of stuff happening. But we did discuss, you know, whether the auto stop would be fine, and they're like, yep, no, it should be right. But I did speak to them about putting a mechanical stop in, and it never went any further. So I think now we might put a mechanical stop in, I reckon. So, but yeah, look, fingers crossed. There are a few bent ones here just looking, but hopefully we can get it all operational again pretty quickly without too many dramas. But yeah, never nice to see. It hasn't done a heap of work, this irrigator, so it's not nice to see. But anyway, yeah, but yeah, me jokingly say it's probably what saw the stop doors will run into the trees. Not great. Anyway, we shall move on. So nothing I can really do with it today. So we've got plenty of other stuff we can do. I'm just going to head down now. Brendan's been doing fire breaks down in contract, and we've had a breakdown with the rake. So I might head down there, and yeah, let's get back from down there. Yeah, I want to get this header going, so I'll yeah, so I might this will be a short one. So a broken pivot. Anyway, it's yeah, as I said, we'll worry about it tomorrow. It is the weekend, so the guys aren't here. But yeah, I'd like to sort of know why it didn't stop. But yeah, I probably need to fire it up to get the panel going which I could do. The panel going in the centre to actually see whether the auto stop was still on. So, righto. Thanks for watching. We'll move on to the next one. Ta-da.